welcome to my collection tour. My name is Sherry and we are going to go through about 1,200 manga along with over 70 figures and several statues. Now we are going to do a room as a 360 and go through everything. I will do a flip through my Japanese manga along with my art books. After that, we are going to move to my living room where I have several Billy bookcases out there with lots of manga and figures too. And last but not least, to my bedroom where there is a glass case. So let's take a look. Here I have reserved seating for the Vanitas and Noe from Prisma Wing. My female Grail figure of Lena from Kadokawa. On the bottom I have Katarina from Furyu and Momoko's original character R-chan by Belfine. I am a big fan of Momoko's illustrations, and these are some of the figures that I am hoping to build on for my teddy bear kingdom. Good Smile Company's Frieren along with Himmel's Nindroid that came with the bonus. Here I have Hoppy Max's deluxe version of Dazai, Kadokawa's 15-year-old Dazai, and Frieren's Octagawa, along with some acrylics and the clear file in the back from Spring Storm and Monster. So on the bottom I have my male Grail figure of Trafalgar Law and Furyu's figure of Levi and of Ninium, and she is absolutely underrated. She is gorgeous, and if you know the series, she is awesome. In the back, I have a clear file of Hades from the Do-Over Damsel. Here I have Anne and Shell by Design Coco with some acrylics, and I like how the acrylic hides the support rod, but I have not got flowers yet that I feel will suit it, so that will come. This is probably one of my favorite shelves. It has Rosemine by Stronger and OC Character by Luminous Box. And I got a Rement scent along with other things I picked up in the craft store to make it more unique. And there is a clear file from the series In Another World, My Sister Stole My Name of Noah. I absolutely love this shelf. Here is Apex figure of Alice, and I really do love this figure. It is very pretty. And I also got a Rement scent of Wonderland that I put some of the pieces in here, and I also made my own mini little book of Alice in Wonderland. Here I have Shell Tears figure by Eaststream along with Apex's Cthulhu, and these figures are just beautiful and adorable. I absolutely love them. Here I have OC Character by Wing, and she is adorable, and I did make little mini Little Red Riding Hood books to go along with a custom base with moss. This is turning into my wolf shelf, and here I have a Rement scent of a bunch of chocolate and everything to go with Hollow of Valentine's version by Hobby Sakura. On this shelf I have Natsumi and Yako Sensei from Aniplex and Mau Mau from Good Smile Company, and the clear file is of Exquisite Blood. And I do really like this shelf and my little add-ins of the frog and what I have in Mamo's bowl. So if you have a good sense of humor, you should enjoy it too. So here's more of my teddy bear kingdom coming in with Maru Shinha, the Eaststream figure, although I'm not using the base that she came with. And then there's a Lulu by Good Smile Company Shanghai and Furyu figure of Silas, and the clear file in the background is the Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor. And above my detolfs, I have some of my favorites from Shoujo series. And then a wall scroll of Jinchi and Mau Mau, along with my Mega House figures of Orihime and Alcora. If you are a fan of Bleach, maybe you understand why I must keep these two together. And And then going down my wall, I have some more prints from It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love, Otaku Vampire's Love Bite, Master of the Ghost Castle, and Zack and Rachel from Angels of Death. On top of my corner shelf, I have acrylics from Failure at God School, and then OC Character by Solorian, and then the freeing figure of Hamura from Eden Zero, here I have Kotobukiya's figures of Kyo and Yuki from Fruits Basket. Then by Wear a Design Studio, I have the Toru resin along with Kyo's Nindroid by Good Smell Company, along with some acrylics and some animal stones. Like many others, I did have pieces that arrived broken that I did have to glue together. On the bottom, I have Kikuri by Wave, and this figure is adorable. I love her design, and the guitar has strings, which I thought was fantastic detail to add. Followed by Fat Company's Cowgirl, and she is best girl. I love her. I hope to see more of her. I did make my own base, as hers was quite large and made it difficult to put with other figures. And then there is I by Amakuni. Here I have 3 of my statues: the Prime One Studios Fairy Tale of Natsu, Grey, Urza, and Happy, along with Asta, Tasum's Jalal, and DMM Factory's Urza. Now, I love this statue and how they are all together. It is really well done. It is also really, really heavy. My only gripe with it is on Urza's hair, where I wish that it was all a solid red color, but it is still very nice regardless. And I love the flow to Urza and how she's flying like a fairy. The DMM Factory Urza in this armor, I absolutely love it. It's my favorite design of her armors, and her hair especially on it is so well done. Very nice shading. It is very wide, and you do have to be very careful. It is fragile, and on the effect pieces there are lots of knots that you can see it. Tasum Jalal, I ended up getting the ultimate version, which I think is even cooler than the regular, so I'm really happy that I ended up with this one, and he looks really great overall. I love him as a character, and if you've been through my pre-order video, you know I am looking forward to the Grey and Juvia to go along. Then there is Black Clover's Asta by Prime One Studio, and from the moment I saw this one, I absolutely had to have it. I love the series so much, and I love the take on Asta. I have all the faces that came with this statue, although I haven't changed it from the one that I have on him, but it looks fantastic, and I do hope to see more of Asta coming out, especially with a little Lieb on his shoulder would be my ideal. But the series has so many amazing characters, even female characters. I really hope to see more statues and, of course, even figures to make it more affordable for everyone. Now back to the calyx, it has a backing on it and it has been made extra sturdy, but here I'm decorating my shelves by like favorite couples specifically. So I have Who Made Me a Princess with Lucas and Lil Athy. Love Me Before You Die with the student-teacher romance. Lord Lavi and Stella from Your Meteor, Hidden in the Flowers. From 86 is Shin and Lena. From Nina and the Starry Bride is Set and Nina. I am a huge Set fan, and I paid the price to get this picture framed of them. It is absolutely gorgeous. From Exquisite Blood, I have Fuzuki. From 7 Time Loop, I have Arnold and Riche, and I am still waiting on some acrylics for this. And then Jill and Hades from The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor. In front is where I usually keep the box set for Pandora Hearts, and I'm so glad that this year I was able to obtain this box set, and it is the best looking one in my opinion. From A Girl and Her Guard Dog, Coco by Plum, and I did have the choice between this one and Her Winking Face, but I preferred this one, but I really like Halloween themed figures. Sephi by Freeing, and I already did a video on this, so you can go check it out if you haven't already, but she is such a beauty. Here I have the E-string figure of Shiro from No Game No Life. This is Alice in Wonderland. And this is what I bought a remint set for, was for this piece. And because I had her Fat Company figure with the little chibis here, that I just wanted to incorporate them into this figure, as I just like the theme of it so much more. The colors are gorgeous. She is adorable. I love how everything comes together, and I bought the green mat at my local craft store and added a little Alice in Wonderland book here too. Here I have the pop-up Parade of Shiro lovey-dovey version along with the Fat Company swimsuit version. And I added the green dice from Cthulhu Girl in here just to keep things interesting and fun. I love the little Sora in the bag. Next shelf down, I have Yona of the Dawn, and this is the calendar that came with volume 32, so I'll change it up, and I have acrylics to go with it. Hawk and Jeha are on the outside. They are my two favorites, along with the little chibis of everyone. Here I have a wall scroll that goes with my Teddy Bear Kingdom, along with some Halloween illustrations, and the 10th anniversary No Game No Life. Angels of Death, along with my acrylics of Zach and Rachel. Kotobukiya's figure of Kotoko of Inspector, and for the manga I am just missing volume 5, which I hope will get reprinted at some point. Nagisa Kubo by Black Ray, along with the manga and my little acrylics. For you, figure of Yurashi. This is from When Will Ayuma Make His Move, and I added shogi pieces to the base, along with some of them specifically showing the hand sign of Token. Here I have my Japanese editions of series that I hope is going to get picked up in English, starting with Learning to Love My Cat-Like Classmate. This series is really cute. The art is wonderful. This is when a divorced single mother met her love swamp, and I hope that it even keeps going in Japanese, because I don't know if it is, but I definitely want more of this one. Magical Girl Dandelion, and I picked this up just before it got announced that it was getting picked up by Viz for English print. Kurosaki wants me all to himself. This definitely makes it high on my high school romances, and it is the same illustrator as the Savior's Book Cafe story In Another World, so the art is absolutely wonderful. Your Meteor, Hidden in the Flowers. This series I cannot praise enough. It is a little bit spicy and seductive. It is absolutely interesting in how the story is unfolding. I highly recommend it. This one is on the K-Manga app, and that is I Fell Into a Situationship with the Vampire Count. This has been a fun series. The art is great. I highly recommend checking this one out. This is the side series to An Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride, except this one is How to Babysit a Crybaby Knight. And Barbatos here is my favorite character, and his dynamic with Shastiel is a lot of fun and really interesting. Ugly Duckling in the Entertainment District. This series has been really good so far. It has its tones of mystery. It can be sweet and sad. It's just so well-rounded. Haneken Can't Live Without Me. This series is really good. I'm a big fan of the mangaka, and I love the obsessive, crazy male lead. I Won't Leave You Alone. This one is with a possessive, clingy male with an introverted girl. Master of the Ghost Castle, and I'm waiting on the last 2 volumes. I'm really sad that this series ended up being so short. I think it had so much potential to be longer. It's a lot of fun, and I love the fantasy elements. Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent, and I am thinking about double dipping and picking up the rest of the Japanese volumes, but this has some favorite parts in it of the series. I just adore them. I have Nina the Starry Bride Volume 11 because it came with an acrylic stand that I wanted of set. Nindroids of Ninium and Alulu. So it looks like it was actually volume 34 that the Yona calendar came with, and off to the left I have the box set of Vampire Knight that I forgot to include, but here we have the all-color No Regrets, and then the fan books of Ascendance of a Bookworm 1 to 5. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, and I have the first and second art book, and I absolutely adore Hanako and Nene. And then of course next up would probably be Natsuhiko and Sakura, followed by Teru. But this series is amazing. The artwork is so unique. It's absolutely wonderful, and it is so interesting. Because I was afraid that the English wouldn't come out, I picked up the Japanese art book for My Happy Marriage. The artwork for it is beautiful, so I have stuck with collecting the manga. Here I have Snow White with the red hair, and I absolutely wanted this because it has Hassam in it, and this was before I ended up getting the artwork on my wall. And yeah, I just wanted one place to have more of him. I love all the characters, but I'm really there for Kiki and Hassam. Yona of the Dawn art book, and I jumped at getting this fast as many art books and everything available before used to go very high in the aftermarket, and I already did pay a lot to get this art book, but I thought it would end up being a lot worse, but I'm very happy in everything in one place. Fairy Tales Harvest, and I also do have Fantasia. I am considering getting the new art book that I believe has just released. And I need to show some love for my favorite girl, Juvia, Bungo Stray Dogs, here's the start to 3 art books by Momoko. And I really love her illustrations, her colors, her choice of style. It's all really good, and it's awesome to see her designs on familiar characters also. But here's R-chan illustration with her teddy bear and the little knife. Days with My Stepsister. You may have picked up on it, but I do like series that are taboo or even some figures that are very questionable. The first art book to Pandora Hearts. And also the second art book, which I do think I like a little bit more. Demon Slayer, the anime. Along with book 1 of the manga. On the very top, I have all 6 box sets of Fairy Tail along with my Grateful Buster Pop-Up Parade. On the top shelf is Magical Girl and Evil Lieutenant, The Obsessed Mage, The Villainous and Demon Knight, Tasihiko's Happy Hell, Shindo Kun's Tight Squeeze, His Sensual Whisper Before You Discard Me, The Rousing Priestess, The Do-Over Damsel, I Was Reincarnated as the Heroine, Trapped by His Love, Villainous Stands the Hero, Cheeky Brat, Spring Story Monster, and Vampire Night Memories. Apothecary Diaries, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, The Condemned Villainess, I Swear I Won't Bother You Again, The Villainess's Guide to Not Falling in Love, Exquisite Blood, Assassin and Cinderella, Glasses with a Chance to Delinquent, The Margrave's Daughter, and The Enemy Prince. The Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride, Love, That's an Understatement, Seventh Time Loop light novels, Nina the Starry Bride, The Villainous and Villain Met and Fell in Love, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor light novels, Victoria of Many Faces, Stray Cat and Wolf. The Person I Love Asked Me to Die, To Sir, Without Love I'm Divorcing You, Otaku Vampire's Love Bite, I Want to Be a Receptionist in This Magical World, A Reincarnated Witch Spells Doom, Firefly Wedding, In Another World, My Sister Stole My Name, Reincarnated in a Mafia dating sim, and A Condition Called Love. Snow White with the Red Hair, The Case Study of Vanitas, and I also have the limited edition of volume 11 with a different box cover illustration. Yona of the Dawn. Belfine's Grey Fullbuster along with Juvia's X Plus swimsuit figure, and she just fits onto his base. I also have the acrylics and a reproduction print on the back. Here I have the 1/4 Freeing Bunny of Juvia along with Orca Toys swimsuit version. I do have my gripe with Orca Toys that I wish her hair was solid or that it came with a short-haired version as the illustration, but her bunny is wonderful and flawless. I do wish that her hair was as dark as it was in the promotional photos, but she is gorgeous, and I remember when she popped up and I was so excited to see her. Here I made a little collage and put the fairy tale stickers and have some acrylics growing. This resin is by YGNN Studio, and it really appealed to me in gray in all of his glory, how he usually ends up in the series. I do wish he had his scars, but his face and his hair are really well done. Here I have Kuba Won't Let Me Be Invisible, Seventh Time Loop, Sazanka, Overlord, Welcome to Demon School Rumicon, Freerin, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, My Happy Marriage, No Game No Life, Chainsaw Man, Ascendance of a Bookworm, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Set from Nina the Starry Bride, some Fairy Tale, Slime. It does have a mixture happening over here, but it does use up the space nicely. I have this canvas that I won on the lottery, my Cthulhu Charm, Alcora plushie, and my little Who Made Me a Princess bag. On the corner, I have Coco and St. Cecilia and Pastor Lauren. Then my corner that has a lot of Bungo stray dogs. The yellow picture I had my husband draw, but this is Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, followed by a bunch of Bungo stray dogs. Then Welcome to Demon School Arumacun, and Alice from Mafia. My dedication to Octagawa from Bungo Stray Dogs. Along with a hint of Higachi, as they are my ship. A wall scroll from Firefly Wedding. Kotobukiya's Kaiju number 8 Hoshina with the bonus face. Kotobukiya's Pokemon figures of Zora and N, along with Fusion Zora and Zorark. Mega House's Hanada's the wedding dress and her version 3. More Mega House of Naruto and Conan, along with the little chibis of Naruto, Hinata, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi. More Mega House with Kushina, along with the chibis of Sasuke and Naruto, and a little acrylic of Naruto holding Kurama. Here I have more Pokemon of Zora and Fusion Zora, along with the card of N in the Japanese, along with the lantern with Alohan Vulpix. On the top shelf, Blue Exorcist, Mr. Villain's Day Off, a man and his cat, along with some acrylics from Mashal. Here I have Silas with her teddy demon, Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, Kakario, and Dead Rock, along with One Piece's Lost Story. Welcome to Demon School, Aruma-kun, along with Mafia Edition. I'm given the Disgraced Noble Lady, Lessons in Naughtiness, Colette Decides to Die, The Failure at God School, Pink and Habanero, Bride of the Barrier Master, the completed series of Twin Star Exorcist, Witch Hat Adelaide, and Twin Star has got to be one of my most favorite spines. I love that each one has a different character. The first is the Japanese volume of Into the Light of Firefly's Light, Natsumi's Book of Friends, followed by Frieren. I adore these acrylics and how Frieren looks like a little fairy. After School Hanukkah-kun, Toilet Bound Hanukkah-kun, and an Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride light novels. I have the little acrylics in special edition number 20. Bleach Omnibuses, The Promised Neverland, and Spy Family. Togenanki, Can't Stop Cursing You, Dark Gathering, My Dear Curse Cast and Vampires, Love of Kill, Morardi, Tease and Master Takagi, Little Miss Vampire Can't Suck Right. Here I have Kotobukiya's Aizawa with an acrylic, and this space with my Lookup Law is reserved for the maximum that is coming out. In order to get Aizawa to fit, I just removed the back bandage. More by Mega House and of Law, the Playback Memories version and the Wano arc. Kotobukiya's Giyu, along with Aniplex's Akaza. This one I do like to change up how they are posed. Kotobukiya's Rin from Blue Exorcist, which I do have a video on, along with his Nindroid. As you can see, I have my Shonen Jump box sets on top right now, but I do move them around. On this shelf, I have some Naruto, Demon Slayer, Bungo Stray Dogs, and a little bit of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which I do hope to catch up on all the volumes soon, and from the Red Fog. Here's where I currently have my Black Clover collection with my Nero plushie, all of my acrylics, and a few volumes of the Apothecary Monster. King the Land, Winter Wolf, Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion, My Secretly Hot Husband, Father I Don't Want This Marriage, Who Made Me a Princess, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, The Maid is a Vampire. My Next Life is Villainous light novels, Ascendance of a Bookworm manga, along with some novels, Diary of a Female Lead, Chokin' on Love, Seventh Time Loop, and It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love. Yakuza Fiancé, Twisted Wonderland, First Kiss, Fall in Love, You False Angels, In the Clear Moonlight Dusk, My Next Life, Miss Kobayashi, Drinking Diary, Is Order a Rabbit, The Boy I Loved, The Ice Guy, Nicole Had a Dream, My Gemini, Bungo light novels, and 80. My Happy Marriage, Bride of the Death God, The Otaku Love Connection, The Bride and the Exorcist Night, Kaya-chan Isn't Scary, Tiger and Dragon, Call the Name of the Night, Lovesick Ellie, Tsubakacho, Lonely Planet, Mint Chocolate, My Love Story with Yamada-kun, and The Young Master's Revenge. Fairy Tale Zero, Ice Trail, Heroes, and then S, along with 100 Year Quest, Goblin Slayer, and Year 1, and some Eden Zero, and along with Wake Up, Sleep and Beauty. Light novels for Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt, Maiden of the Needle, The Heiress and the Chauffeur, Agents of the Four Seasons, and The Demon Prince of Momochi House, along with some light novels for Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. From Good Smile Company is Yotsuba, along with acrylics and the first box set. The Angel Next Door light novels, along with some acrylics, and Japanese volume 8.5. Rem by Kodokawa and Takagi by Furyu, along with a clear file of Shinso in the back. Here I have Furyu's Sakura from Zombieland Saga, along with some acrylics of her in the background of Sakura and Tatsumi, and then some acrylics of Yugiri. More Zombieland of I by Furyu, along with her Nindroid and Sakura's Nindroid, some art and little chibis in the back. So here's my husband's Ms. Bookcase, and I do have some Michael's boxes on top. In this case, there is Orca Toys Lucy and Urza, the Limland Yuri's Baseball, along with QSQ's Eris and Flair's Ayakashi Triangle of Matsuri and Suzu. Kotobukiya's Uraraka, Mega House's Kohaku, and Yurashi by Heroes. And then on the bottom is To Love Aru Omnibus, and then Darkness, which is missing a few volumes currently, and then the Japanese of Poco's Udon World. So that is everything for my 2025 collection tour. If you have any suggestions other than I need lights, I'd love to hear it, or did something inspire you or give you some of your own ideas? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, take care.